Welcome back to Proxy, everybody, and today we have a bit of a special video for you guys. We're actually going to be commentating and showing you guys a battle report from Heretic Dave 40K. It's a YouTube channel on the platform, so check it out if you want to. There's a guy from this Discord, Darren, and he's actually going to play a game against Dave. And I told him I would, kind of review the game and do some commentary on it to see, what mistakes he made and possibly what he could do better in the game. So Darren, he's an avid painter. He's a, heavy metal master, basically. He is a professional painter. Beautiful models, and we're going to see his models in a second. He actually painted one of the models for me. He painted a Uvrain for me a while back in 9th edition, and man, it is gorgeous. I think I have shown it on the channel a couple times, but yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous model, and I'm very thankful for him for that. Now, he's gotten himself into a battle against the Necrons here, and we're just going to do a bit of commentating. I'm not going to, kind of overanalyze everything, but I am going to point out a few tips and a few things along the way, and hopefully some of you guys will also learn from the experience. And watching this battle report, I actually think a lot of what Darren does and a lot of the mistakes he makes are mistakes that a lot of Eldar players make, especially newer Eldar players that are having trouble with the new kind of complexity of the faction in the Codex. So without further ado, let us go ahead and dive right into it. And along the video, we will, kind of pause here and there when I want to go ahead and make some commentary about what's going on. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive right in.
Hello and welcome to the channel and welcome to this match play game between the Necrons and the Aeldari, the new Eldar. Today we're doing Linchpin, Fog of War and Search and Destroy. So Linchpin is one where we have 3 points for our home objective and all the other ones are worth 3. But if we have our Linchpin objective, then the rest of them are worth 5. So keeping your home objective is key. We'll do that. Fog of War, it's easy. We only have to remember it for the first battle round. Because in the first battle round, you can't use core stratagems, and everything has the benefit of cover, so that's easy. And Search and Destroy is the opposite table quarters, and there's 5 objectives, all evenly spaced and one in the middle. So that's really easy. There's a 9-inch no man's land in the middle as well. So that's the mission and things. For terrain, there's ruins everywhere. They will ruin your line of sight. They're obscuring. You can't shoot through them or over them. And all the ground floors will be completely line of sight blocking, because that helps to balance things and lets people hide, which is good for Eldar. They like hiding. We've got some woods in different areas as well, which will also give you the benefit of cover, but you can shoot through them and into them and blah, blah, blah. They're woods, not ruins. And then we've got some crates and crate positions with some barrels of laughs, because, you need to have a laugh. So that's the terrain, that's the mission, that's all really easy. Before we have a look at the guests and the armies for today, smash the like button, hit subscribe. There'll be a battle report or something every single week. And if you want to support the channel further, you can become a YouTube channel member. In addition, there's loads of links below for Instagram and Element Games and other ways to support the channel. So have a look. Guest for today, it's Darren. Darren, the camera's here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Carry on.
Yes, so Darren, you're here again. It's been a while since you've been here.
It is.
But you brought your Eldar again because you got a new codex.
Yes.
So we've got some rules to learn.
A lot of rules to learn.
A lot of rules to learn. A lot of differences. No more fake dice, but instead you've got movement shenanigans.
Yes.
Yes, so that sounds like fun. So you get battle focus. You get 4 points per battle round, but because you're war host, you get 5, and you can use those to get extra movement or not get overwatched. Or it's all movement based. Lots of movement shenanigans. It all sounds lovely and fun.
Sounds like the sort of thing a skilled player would take advantage of.
Yes.
But it's what I've been given, so I'll have to do with it.
You have to make do. Yes, exactly. And you're doing the Warhost, which is kind of like the index attachment with the sort of generic stratagems where you can move, shoot, move, and -1 to hit, and fall back, shoot, and charge, that sort of stuff, which is quite a good attachment still, I think. So you're doing that one. What's in your list today? What have you got?
Relatively simple. 2 units of Scorpions with Exarchs armed differently. One with a claw, one with a big sword.
The claw. He got a claw, is he? Oh, yeah, he has that.
Yes.
That's cool. Is that his strong hand?
Hey?
Is that his strong hand? Remember that film?
It's its cleaning up hand.
Okay. So you got 2 units of Scorpions, cool. Choppy. Well,
unit of 10 Banshees, and we have Jendar, who has got damage and transport, so she doesn't have a thing there, but she's always falling apart.
Yeah, she's missing an arm, but she'll be fine.
She's missing an arm. And then we have behind that, we have a Wraith Lord with 2 Star Cannons. Okay. We're going to start seeing a theme here. And we have a 2-man Warlock Conclave with Farseer. They're going to be going in one of the 2 Guardian squads, which are immediately behind them. One of which has a Bright Lance, and the other one has a Star Cannon.
Do you like Star Cannons?
I do like them. I don't know if they're any good, but I've always liked them. And then if you come towards the back behind them, we have a unit of Warp Spiders on the right. Old models, got the new ones, haven't painted them yet. And then to the left of them, we have the Fire Dragons with the Fire Pike. They are very, very old models. Again, have the new models, haven't painted them yet.
The thing is, the new ones don't look massively different. It's just a slightly more, I don't know, more pure, nicer finish, isn't it?
Well, I've spent the money now.
Well, no, I'm just saying they still look like Warp Spiders and still look like, I'm just saying, they look similar-ish. It's not as though it's been like a massive change, but they look very nice, the new ones. And they're plastic, which is nice, because these are metal, I'm guessing, or fine cast or something. These ones.
Who do you work for?
Who do I work for?
Because I'm getting a feeling that...
Well, it's not GW.
Somebody.
Anyway, so Fire Dragons, yeah.
Fire Dragons. And then on the left, we do have a 10-man unit of Dark Reapers, some of which are old models, some of which are new models.
Okay.
Guess what they're going to be doing. And then we have a Autarch that's going to go with them. He also has a big Reaper gun.
So you've got loads of Reaper guns.
Yes. And on the left,
lovely.
down the side, we have 2 different Wave Serpents, one with Star Cannons and the other one with a Bright Lance. And then behind that, to the right of that, we have a Viper just with a Scatter Laser. Because I didn't have a Star Cannon that fitted in there. And then next to that, we have a Falcon, which is the Forge World Mark II Falcon for anybody who's interested. And then we have, to the right of that, finishing off, we have a Fire Prism with a turret which isn't painted yet, but the rest of it is.
Yes. So, yeah. Cool. Okay, and then Wave Serpents transports, Falcons transports.
So I'm not going to talk too much about the list. I think Darren has a pretty balanced force of models. It's easy to go and say, oh, Star Cannons aren't good or whatever. But they're cool. They're not terrible. Obviously the meta choices are Bright Lances for everything. But that, this is more of a, kind of casual setting, more of a casual game. So I don't think that's really that big of a deal. Obviously, his models are painted superbly, and he wants to use, kind of what he has. So, that's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, in general, I like the army. I like the idea of the army. I think it can perform well on the tabletop. Has a lot of cool elements to it. I really like the kind of, mix of Guardians and the Wraith Lords in there with Warhost, because Warhost is a more balanced attachment. You can run a lot more with it than you probably would want to run in like Aspect Host or something like that. Probably don't want that many Guardians or any Wraith Lords or anything like that in Aspect Host, but the models are a little bit better in Warhost for sure. So basically, yeah, I like the list a lot. I think it's really good.
So loads of Eldar are going to sit in transports, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And zip around a bit. And
yeah,
you're going to move around really, really fast, because I'm going to be really, really slow.
Yeah.
Cool. I may be slow today, but I will be the immovable object to your irresistible force. Hopefully. We'll find out. It's the Necrons. You shoot me down, I'll get back up again. You ain't never going to keep them down. They reanimate in the command phase. If a unit's not dead, but it's lost wounds, it reanimates wounds. That's what they do. And then I'm running the Canoptic Court detachment. It's the Cryptic Canoptic one, where Cryptic and Canoptic units reroll hit rolls of 1. And if they're in my power matrix, they reroll all their hit rolls. And power matrix are based on different areas of the battlefield. So my deployment zone is always my power matrix. And then for the other 2 areas, such as No Man's Land and the opponent's deployment zone, it's my power matrix if at the start of that phase I'm controlling more objectives in that area. So basically, Necrons with rerolls, basically. I have 3 units of 6 Scarabs, because they're really fast and really annoying. I've got 2 units of 20 Warriors with the Reapers, the shorter range ones, whatever they're called. Those guns. One unit with a Plasmancer and a Raw Wardens for fallback shoot charge nonsense and the extra crits on 5s. And he's got the enhancement Dimensional Sanctum. It's the infiltrate one. So I've got 20 Necron Warriors that can infiltrate, so that's lovely. The other 20 are being joined by Technomancer to give them a 5-up Feel No Pain. So that's good as well. I've got a unit of 5 Immortals just to run around doing immortal things with the Gauss Blasters. I've got a unit of 6 Scorpex with a Scorpec Lord to go and chop things because I haven't got any combat, so speed and combat. And then I've got 3 Canoptic Doomstalkers because them rerolling hits is a bit filthy, so they're going to sit around shooting stuff. I've got a Reanimate to help reanimate things, and I've got a Nightbringer Catan because, well, he's hilarious. And let's see how you do against him today.
So, quick review of the Necron list. This is obviously a much more primary dominated list. You can tell just based on what he's taking. He's taking a lot of warriors, taking, Feel No Pain on one of the units. He's taking Scorpec Destroyers, which are, again, a pretty tough unit. I think they come with some sort of invul save as well, and fairly durable, if I'm not mistaken. Nightbringer, extremely durable. There's a few tools that Darren has that can effectively deal with it in one single turn, which he's going to need to do to be able to bring it down, because a lot of the conventional Eldar weaponry like Bright Lances and Star Cannons just won't do anything against it. And then the Canoptic Destroyers are perhaps the meanest part of the list, just because anything that pops out of cover for too long or gets onto an objective will be shut down very quickly by 3 of these. And Canoptic Court is a pretty competitive detachment. It's been strong since the Codex was released. So there is going to be there's going to be quite a bit of firepower coming from this army, especially if he can dominate the primary. And again, this list looks like it's meant for dominating primaries. He has 3 squads of Scarabs that are just meant to tie things up, keep opponents away from primary objectives. 2 big units of warriors that he can just kind of plop on secondary or primary objectives and, possibly also score secondaries with. And then he has that big unit of Scorpex for a countercharge unit. So, yeah, quite a mean list here. Quite a mean list.
And then I've got some fun stratagems. I can't remember all of them. I haven't used it for a while, but one that I can remember is that if I'm more than 18 away, I can make something not targetable, which is kind of nice. But yeah, got some fun strats. Canoptic Cryptet things, and Necrons. Right, into the roll-off. That doesn't really matter. It's defender and attacker. After you, sir, you are the guest. The Eldar get a 4. I get a 6. All right, well, I'll choose to defend, because then I can deploy first to pick a side. I'll pick over here, so I get a better camera angle. Mm-hmm. And the Eldari can go over there.
Okay.
So we'll deploy, we'll alternate, and we'll be back. Here we are after deployment. We've got Necrons over here and a little bit over there. And we've got that Necrons? Eldar over there and a bit over there. Necron deployment, I've put Scarabs on the front line because they're cheap and annoying. So let's put some Scarabs there. In this ruin, I've put at the front of it some Immortals and to the side of it some Scarabs. And then I've got my Destroyers, Scorpec Destroyers, Nightbringer, Doomstalker, Reanimator, all nicely hidden there. I've got 1 Doomstalker completely in the open, but I don't really care. That's fine. I've got a unit of warriors here with Technomancer hidden and another Doomstalker over there. Over here, I've got my infiltrating unit of warriors with a Plasmancer and the Raw Warden with the infiltrate enhancement thing sitting on that objective over there. And then I've got 1 unit of Scarabs in strategic reserves because why not, I guess. Didn't really have anywhere else to hide anything else either, to be honest. With the Eldar, you've decided to hide some striking scorpions next to some green trees.
Yes.
Because they blend in. It's almost like camouflage.
Well, that's not as good as the other one. Look at the other one. You can't even see them. Don't even bother trying to film them. Nobody will see them.
Nobody will see them. And they've got infiltrate and scout, you said. Yes. So if you lose the roll-off, they're close enough to run off behind the walls.
It's almost like they've made the aspect warriors tie in what they're supposed to do.
What, be good?
Oh.
Now, I will say, I think this is maybe one of Darren's early mistakes. And I'm again, not going to be too critical here because I think this is a kind of a harder choice to make with the Scorpions, but one of the squads of Scorpions should have probably blocked off, because they have Scout as well, right? Should have blocked off the left side of the board, the side of the board that the Crypt Deck and the 20 Warriors were able to infiltrate to. I think Darren could have blocked that off with some Scorpions, made it impossible for them to infiltrate over there, and then made it really difficult for, Dave to actually maneuver that unit into a position. He could have infiltrated over here on this side of the board, right here, if he wanted to. But this side of the board is much more vulnerable. He has Dark Reapers over here. He has Howling Banshees that can come out over here. And he has a lot of units that can just quickly dispatch anything that are hiding behind this, little wall right here in this pocket. So I think it was probably a better call, instead of blocking off this side, to block off the other side of the board. And then knowing that you have that side blocked off, well, the only good place to infiltrate those 20 warriors with Cryptek and Warden would be over here. And then deploying units to counter them quickly, destroy them, and then take this objective for the rest of the game. We'll kind of see this as a running theme, that this side of the board sees a lot of action. So it probably would have been a good play to do that. I think if I was piloting this army, if I was, running my Scorpions like this, I would definitely try to block that side off at least right away, and then make sure that I focus most of my firepower over here, as well as my Howling Banshees, because Darren has a huge unit of Howling Banshees with Jane Czar, who can just absolutely crush one of those units of warriors if they have the right support.
So striking Scorpions doing infiltrating and scouting shenanigans over there, and then you've got your Walk Spiders in Deep Strike.
They are in Deep Strike. Don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea. Quite fancy doing it.
Yeah, and then you've got loads of things here. What have you got?
So we have a Guardian unit with the attached Conclave and Farseer. We have a Wave Serpent that has the Dark Reapers in it. We have a Falcon which has the Fire Dragons in it. We have the Wraith Lord. We have a Fire Prism.
Yeah.
We have another unit of Guardians here, a Wave Serpent with Banshees in it, and the Viper.
Cool. Okay, so nicely hidden.
Yeah,
as you should be. But I'm nicely hidden as well, really. So we're both aware of each other's guns. I think it's fair to say.
Yes.
But yes,
quite homoerotic.
Yes. Not those sort of guns. These sort of guns.
It's a bulge, Dave. Be proud.
Yes. After you, let's see who goes first. Go for it.
No, you go first, because
me go first, but the guest always goes first.
Just because you rolled a 6 last time. Just.
Did I? Oh, okay. I didn't.
Aha!
I didn't this time.
Come on.
One. That's fine. You probably want to go second. Going second is always better, especially if you're hidden. Because if you went first, if you went first, what are we going to shoot at apart from scarabs? Anyway, you got scout moves, so I'll let you do your scout moves, and then we'll have Necron's turn 1 command movement phase, and then we'll be back. Okay, Necron's turn 1 command movement phase. Got TPs and things. The striking Scorpions did their scout moves and ran off. The unit that was here ran off behind that ruin there. The ones by the bushes in the middle ran behind that ruin there. So that's fine. They ran off a little bit. I thought they would. Secondaries, I got Sabotage. Didn't really like it. Got rid of it for a CP. I've got Containment and Bring It Down. So I'm containing in 2 places. I'm able to do that. Bring It Down essentially means there's a Wraith Lord over there. Let's try and kill the Wraith Lord. It's unlikely, but...
So I just want to mention here that if Darren had positioned striking Scorpions on the other side of the board where the Necron Warriors now are, that Dave would be unable to contain for the full 6 points, and he would, obviously have to basically just contain on one side of the board. So he would lose 3 points from that.
But let's have a go anyway. So in terms of movement, I've moved some scarabs down the flank here like this, trying to hide behind some bushes. Got some immortals there. They're going to sit there and contain. The other unit of scarabs are sort of strung out in the way to sort of try and prevent things from getting charged. Scorpion destroyers, they're sitting in that ruin for now. The Catan has come around the corner. The reanimators room 3 of him, as it is also with these 2 Doomstalkers that are sort of revealing themselves to shoot down at the Wraith Lord. This one's sitting here for now. I wasn't able to get a third one to get line of sight, so he's just gonna sit there for now. And also, I want to make sure that I've got something safe just in case. This big unit has to shuffle. They've got to shuffle like that. They're going to contain that edge over there, and this unit advanced from this ruin to that ruin, so that's nice as well. So not much shooting going on. Doing some containing, screening things out because we worked out your Banshees that are in that, what's it called? Wave Serpent?
Yes.
With a disembark and some battle focus, they can go 20 inches before they charge. Because they can advance and charge.
Yes.
Which is a bit ridiculous. I mean, I think it is. But it's very powerful is what it is.
Okay. Well, it's
Very-
not as ridiculous as not being able to shoot at you at all, so...
Well, yeah. We can't have it all. Anyway, so that's the movement. Let's start the shooting phase. Right, okay, shooting phase. Doomstalker number 1, shooting down there past that Necron pillar thing into the Wraith Lord. He's going to get D6 plus 1 shots. For 2 shots, brilliant. He's going to hit on 4s because he moved. But it's alright, I hit both times anyway.
Uh-oh.
It's strength 14, so freeze. 2 wounds as well. AP 3 damage, but you are getting cover, so effectively AP 2. I'm
Four
assuming he's got a save normally, yeah?
What save?
So 2 4-ups then.
One.
There's 1.
Oh, okay.
That's 3 damage.
3 damage.
3 damage.
Oh.
Oh no.
Looks like I'll be using an agile maneuver.
Oh no. Are you going to move him a little bit?
Yes.
Cool. So,
Agile maneuver token.
and for you it's D6 plus 2, right? Because Warhost. Because it's normally D6 plus 1, I think.
Ah.
So I just want to intercede really quick. I think this is a very easy thing to get wrong for a new player with the new codex, is that Wraith Lords and Wraith Guard and Wraith Blades actually do not have battle focus. The only Wraith unit that has battle focus is the Wraith Knight. So I think maybe he probably got confused about that. But yeah, unfortunately, Wraith Lords can't use agile maneuvers unless they are in the Spirit Conclave detachment. And we're in the Warhost detachment, so unfortunately that wouldn't have been possible. I think Darren deployed his Wraith Lord there thinking that he could just, agile maneuver back if something shot at him. But unfortunately, you don't get that agile maneuver. So I probably would have deployed the Wraith Lord a little bit more safely on the left-hand side near the Banshees with the Wave Serpent and the Viper. But yeah, so they are going to play this out, and the Wraith Lord is going to benefit from battle focus this game. And that's not that big of a deal. It really doesn't make a difference as far as, kind of the gameplay goes. But yeah, just for future reference, can't use battle focus on Wraith Lords or can't use agile maneuvers on Wraith Lords because they don't have battle focus space.
So you rolled a 2. Well, we'll see how far you can move.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you moved just enough for me to not be able to see you because this is in the way. It's not obscuring, but I can't physically see you. Look, nothing. You're too short. I can't see you. The pillar's taller than you are. So there's nothing else to shoot at. Scarabs have got a 10-inch charge into Dragon Scorpions. So a 10 would be really nice. That's not a 10.
Oh dear.
So that is the end of my turn. I've contained here and here for 6 points, and I'll bring it down and get myself an extra CP, I think.
Mm.
And we'll see what Eldar can do in their turn 1.
Righty-ho.
Okay, so it's 6 points to 0 to the Necrons, and then the Eldar have their turn 1, and they have been told to extend their battle lines and cleanse some objectives. Easy peasy.
Whatever that means.
So you're doing some actions on objectives with your striking scorpions.
Yes.
You're sacrificing that unit, but they're getting you points. They're cleansing the objective of trees with the chainswords.
Yeah.
These ones are sitting here a bit away from the wall, cleansing that, so that's that done. And they've all...
So I think this is maybe another tiny mistake. Cleansing with the scorpions on the right-hand side, the ones that Dave is pointing to right now, totally fine. They are going to get you 2 points there, so, you really don't have anything else to do it with, so you might as well do it with them. But cleansing in the middle, I think it would have been probably better to actually use the scorpions to block some movement. To charge something, the scorpions could have charged into the immortals over there fairly easily, wiped them out. Or they could have, finished off the scarabs, which we'll see. I don't think the scarabs end up dying this turn, but I could be mistaken. But I don't think they completely die. And also, scorpions could have move blocked things, prevented them from getting onto the objective in the first place. So there's a lot of things that the scorpions could do. I would have moved the wave serpent that just disembarked the banshees. I would have used star engines, moved it around the ruin, and I believe he should have had enough movement to, just slightly tow the objective there and cleanse with the wave serpent instead. That probably would have been the better call, I think. Again, not too big of a deal, but it's just with Eldar, unit management, you really have to decide what units are going to be more impactful. The wave serpent really isn't going to do much. It's already disembarked the banshees. That's kind of what it does. It just kind of puts the Banshees out there, and then its goal is to just score you points, secondaries, stuff like that. That's kind of what Wave Serpents do. Scorpions can do a myriad of different things, and I think, they potentially have a lot more value during this turn than the Wave Serpent does. So just a small thing that I would have done to kind of increase the value of the units that Darren's activating this turn.
Also extended your battle lines. So you've scored all your points already.
Ooh.
So then everything else was about moving, shooting, killing things.
Yeah.
So what's your plan? You've done many battle-focused things for extra movement and
This
stuff.
party is going to guide the unit of scarabs that he can see, whichever one that's part of.
Yeah.
So that means that other people get some better shooting at them.
Yeah. So
Whatever that is.
you wanted to shoot some scarabs with things.
Yep.
Your Banshees ran out of the Wave Serpent,
which was there and has actually got jonking loads of movement to actually get up and round, which is fine.
Yeah, so the Banshees got out of their advance because they can advance and charge.
Yes, and she gives them an automatic 6 for their advance roll.
Yeah, and you did a battle focus on them as well to make them even faster. So they went all the way there. They're going to charge in a minute.
Yes.
That hopped over the wall. Vipers come around the corner. Falcons zipped through the middle to get some line of sights on things.
Yes.
Some Guardians have poked out to shoot things. The Wraith Lords got out of the way.
Yes.
And the Fire Prisms come out to play.
Yes.
That rhymes nicely, that. You got out of the way and you came out to play them.
It does look very nice, doesn't it?
It does look very nice.
What a very nice looking board.
And then what they called Dark Reapers jumped out of the Falcon because they want to shoot things, and then there's a CP for them to jump back in the Falcon again, so that might be a thing. But yeah, you're positioning yourselves to kill some things.
Spend a CP for that.
What do you mean? You can do it for free? You can do it for free. You can't do it for free, surely. That's a bit filthy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, but yeah. Where would you like to start the shooting phase? What would you like to shoot at first? With what?
Well, that's an interesting question. Let's have a go for Janzar with her Triskele Doom.
Yes, because her weapon is assault, which is quite nice. So let's do that. Right, silent death from Janzar into the warriors. That she's probably going to charge in a minute. She's going to hit on 2s, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Cool. That's miss and one really caught. So 1 miss and then was this the anti-infantry thing or was this?
No.
What's this then?
It's just strength 6, AP -2.
Okay, so freeze. So that is 3 wounds.
Now, I also just want to mention that Darren doesn't reroll anything here, and actually Jane Czar, she gets to reroll all of her attacks against character units, whether they're range attacks or melee attacks. And it actually, I had to double check that. But yeah, Jane Czar rerolls all her wounds against character units. That unit does have a character, and it has 2 characters, in fact. So Darren should have rerolled those. So possibly could have been a few more kills there.
AP2, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll pick on some guys in. Have I got any guys in cover? No. Well, yeah, I've got a guy in cover. So he'll have a 5 up. Okay, so he's dead, and the other guys will have 6 ups. So you killed 2 warriors.
Hooray.
Go her.
Sweet.
Right.
And of course, there was also some pistols that could have shot as well. I mean, they're just pistols, so probably not that big of a deal. But against Necrons, in my experience, every single kill counts, especially when, Necrons can just resurrect almost, the whole unit. From, like 6 or 7 models, it can go to like, 14, 15 models. I mean, it's really scary when you don't kill a full unit of Necrons. So, every little bit counts.
Moving on to the far side on your Guardians, you wanted to shoot the Doomstalker at the back with your right lance. I said, no, you can shoot that one instead.
Okay.
Basically.
At this point, it doesn't really make much difference.
Well, it kind of does to me, see, because if this one doesn't die, it's nearer my reanimator to reanimate more wounds. So I'd rather you shoot that one than that one.
But I am shooting the closest one now.
Yes.
Which is what you prefer.
Yes.
Right, okay.
So it doesn't make much difference to you if you kill it, but it helps me if you don't kill it. Anyway, so we've got Bright Lance going to that, and then the Mind Bullets, what's it called? The
Eldritch Storm.
Eldritch Storm's going to go to some scarabs which are guided. What do you want to start with?
My Bright Lance.
Bright Lance, cool, off you go.
Misses.
Oh.
And then Mind Bullets.
Okay.
D6 Mind Bullets for 1.
Oh. Does it
And I don't want to make it a point to nitpick here, but the Farseer could have changed that 2 to a 6 with the, divergent paths or I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you know, the ability to basically turn something into a 6. When you roll a miss like that, you definitely want to just use that ability to turn it into a 6 right away. So, you know, that could have possibly done some damage to it as well. You know, Bright Lances, it's a 50-50 against Necron vehicles, but you know, if they fail that invul, it can definitely do some serious damage.
Blast?
No. Yes,
Oh.
it does.
It does. Or you get +1 to that then.
Oh, so I've got 2.
That's nice.
Hitting on 3s, but +1 to hitting on 2s.
2s, yeah. Strength?
6.
2s. There you go, you got a wound. AP?
-2.
I think that goes straight through then. Damage?
D3.
D3, go on then. 1. Brilliant.
Great dice rolls.
That was fantastic. Cool. Okay, where are we going next?
We are going to fire the Falcon. He's going to fire his big guns at the Nightbringer.
Okay.
Or is he going to fire them at... No, he's going to fire them at the...
The Doomstalker?
Yes.
You can do.
Either one of them now, can't I? Because you've spent...
No, so that one lasts the phase. Yeah, but you can shoot this one at will.
Okay, well he'll fire that at them, and then he'll fire his shuriken cannon at the scarabs.
Cool. Okay, what would you like to do first?
Shuriken cannon first.
Shuriken cannon to scarabs.
Hitting on 2s because of the +1 from guide.
Yes. So you've hit twice.
One of them is lethal hit.
They're lethal now, aren't they, shurikens?
And the other one to wound, strength 6.
2s. Oh.
That's a lot of ones.
It is a lot of ones,
And
isn't
that's
it?
a -2, I think.
If only you had your fate dice. Yeah. Damage? Oh. Okay, and then you got your Bright Lance or whatever it is into the
Bright Lance is
Doomstalker?
Pulse Laser. So Bright Lance will do that because that's easy.
Yep. Except for it's missed.
And then the Pulse Laser.
Okay. You got a hit. It's not going well, is it?
It isn't just me, but I've had some pretty bad dice. It'll be strength 8 or 9? 9.
If it's 9, it's freeze. Oh. Right, don't use those dice again. They're not working for you. Right. What's next?
The Fire Prism will do the Kuching at him, the one that I can shoot.
Yeah, okay.
And it has got 2 shots, and it can re-roll to hit one of them.
Yes.
Given my dice rolls, I'm probably going to need to be able to re-roll to hit both of them.
Well,
so
let's see what happens.
Hitting on 3s.
In the tray.
Yeah, okay. So
Okay.
I get 1 re-roll.
Yeah.
If
Doesn't hurt.
horse misses, that's going away. And then rolling to wound, I get a re-roll to wound as well.
Because you're a fire prison. Yeah, there you go, it's a wound. I'll get a 4+ invulnerable save. Which I don't make. What's damage?
Flat 6.
Flat 6. That's nasty, look.
Pow!
Ow.
Right in the kisser.
Yes. Family Guy. What else
Over
you got?
here.
Yeah.
So, this guy's going to fire its scatter laser at the one I can shoot.
So scatter laser from the Viper into that one. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Just to suppress it, yeah? 'Cause there's like a -1 to hit thing.
Yes.
Does that apply to everything or just infantry?
What?
Because does the suppression thing apply to anything it shoots or just
Seems like
infantry?
your other half asking me these complicated questions.
I love asking complicated questions.
Complicated
Let's have a look.
question. There is no...
Yes, it affects anything, so that's quite good. Okay, so scatter laser. Hitting on some of those.
3s.
Nice. And strength is?
5.
So 5s.
Yeah.
That's it's 2. Any AP?
Yep.
I'm fine, but I am now suppressed.
Yes.
So what I'll do is I'll put a little 1 here to remind us that it's suppressed. That's nice. Any other guns you've got? You've got
the Bright Lance is over there.
Yeah,
I've
those
got
are-
the Dark Reapers there. I've got the...
your Wave Serpent and your Star Cannons as well, haven't you? So,
Let's see if we've got any shuriken catapults as well.
Shuriken catapults. What's
Oh,
wrong
we
with
got
those things these days?
18.
18, okay. So you can have a few of them into some scarabs. We'll do some measuring and we'll see what can shoot what. Right, yeah, Guardians putting lots of shots into the scarabs. You're starting with the catapults that are in range. I'm
Yeah.
assuming they're on 2s because of guide.
Yes.
There's 3 ones. Oh my god.
They're going in the bin as well.
That bin pile's getting bigger. Strength of catapults?
4.
So 3s, I think, either way they're wounded. AP? I'll roll some dice. I'm pretty sure I've held some saves. Yeah, put scarab base down to 2 wounds, kill the other one. Star cannon now. 2 shots hitting on. Well, what is it? 1s today. It'll wound on a 2. And that'll kill that with base. Gets 2 damage.
Yep.
Yay! Killing scarabs is fun. What else you got? You've got star cannons on the Wraith Lord, which can potentially shoot scarabs. Or maybe not now. Oh dear, you can shoot some immortals.
Yes, he's probably going to have to go for the immortals.
Yeah, you can just about see them past the ruins there. Okay. Star cannons into immortals. He's got 2 star cannons, so 4 shots, I'm guessing.
Yep, and he's hitting on 2s because I picked infantry.
No, it's re-rolling hits and wounds of 1, isn't it?
Is it?
That's what that
Yeah.
is.
Are you still filming?
Yep, go for it. Roll the dice.
Edit that.
Yeah, it's fine. We're all learning Eldar today, everybody. Oh, if only you were hit on 2s, that would have been quite useful. It's going to win on a 3 because they're toughness 5. Hey, got a wound. AP 3, they're getting a bit of cover, and you becomes AP 2 because it covers. That's a save because you got 3 at save normally. Didn't even do anything. Oh dear.
Right. Next up.
You got a wave serpent.
Yep, that wave serpent.
And you've got the dudes over there.
Right, the wave serpent's definitely going to fight shuriken cannons into the scarabs.
Okay. And the star cannons?
Star cannons going into the
Scarabs.
Where are they about here?
That's going to go to him, is it?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. What do you want to start with?
Shuriken cannon into the scarabs.
Nice. They're guided, luckily, so they're hits.
Luckily. And then
What's your
strength 6.
Yeah, they've all wounded. AP?
-1.
-1, so I'm in cover. So I've got 6 up saves. No. Damage?
2 each.
So that's a base and a half dead. You're killing scarabs. I
Base
don't
and a
like
base, yeah.
it. It's not very nice. And then you've got your
Star
cannons.
Into that guy there.
And this is just 2 shots, but twin length, is it?
Yes.
So they've hit. They're going to win on 4s.
8. And I get to reroll.
So just as
Which I will
well.
need.
Yeah.
2
2
wounds.
wounds.
-3 damage.
4 pinballs.
2 damage.
2 more damage. I've got 4 wounds remaining. I think it's going to survive.
Probably.
You've got any more guns that can hit it, have you?
No.
No. You've got lots of guns over there, though.
I do.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, we're going with the, what are they called? Grim Reapers? Grim Reapers?
Dark Reapers.
Dark Reapers. He's the Grim Reaper, he's the Nightbringer. And Dark Reapers shooting all their strength 5 profile.
Yeah.
Interesting fact, everybody. For them, the weaker profile is strength 5, but for the all target strength 4 in the book. Really weird. Anyway, many shots into Immortals. Hitting on 3s. And these are AP2 and they ignore cover, which is quite nice, actually.
That seems a bit more normal.
Yeah, and then you're winning on 4s.
Yeah.
Because their one's a strength 5. The other one's a strength 4. Weird. Anyway, 4s. And then, what's that? 7. 7 AP2 and ignore cover. So, that means 5s. And every fair, there's a dead dude. So you've killed 4. So I've got 1 guy remaining.
Oh.
And you've got your all-cut shot, which is for some reason only strength 4. I don't know why. Maybe it's a typo. Hopefully they'll make it Dark Reapers become strength 4 as well. He's hit once. He'll win on a 5 now, though.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, an Immortal survives.
Uh-oh. That's not what we wanted.
Yeah, and you said the...
Tempest launch is going into the scarab bases.
It's the Scarab that's going into it.
Just to take a quick intercession here, I definitely would have used the tokens here to guarantee that the last model died because, you know, AP -2, you have to roll 2 dice on 5 ups. You're probably going to kill that last model there. And as we all know, Necrons have reanimation protocols, and that unit, if it survives, it's probably going to go back to being full strength or close to.
At 5, yeah.
2d6 shot.
2d6. Nice.
10 is it? It's blast.
There's only 3 in the unit now, though, so that doesn't help.
Damn.
But 10 shots is good, though.
You say that.
Hit on 4, so it's in direct.
Yep.
And that's about half. That is half. There you go.
And then 4.
So, 2s, 3s? Can't remember. I'll have to check in a second. I'll have to check now because you rolled some 2s.
Bit annoyed about that.
Yeah, toughness 2 scarab, so 6. What's the damage?
1.
1. So you killed that base, put the other one down to a wound. Brilliant. My scarabs have survived. Just about.
Pretty sure I haven't fired this guy yet either.
The Falcon, you haven't. No,
No, that's the wave serpent.
Wait, whatever it is, it's a boat with some guns on it. It can probably see the last Immortal. Oh, maybe you can't because obscure. I don't think you can you?
No.
Because
I wasn't expecting him to survive.
to be honest, neither was I.
Who would have thought that the Autarch's one wasn't the same, even though it's the same?
Yeah, weird. Maybe
Same gun with the same ammunition would.
it's all right. They'll errata it, and they'll nerf all the Dark Reaper ones to be strength 4 as well. Charges.
Oh yeah, I like that bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to charge them.
Is that going to be the only charge? I'm guessing it is.
I don't think I have anybody else that can charge.
No. All right. Well, charging them into me, and I can't overwatch because Fog of War. So go for it. As long as you don't roll a snake eyes, you're probably in. Oh look, you made the charge. Right, the Banshee surprise made the charge. You're going to blend some warriors. You're going to start with Jin Thar.
Got a 10-inch charge, didn't I? Did we capture that on film?
Yeah, you got 10-inch charge. Yeah,
Sweet.
cool. Many attacks hitting on 2s.
Eldar.
So you've hit many times. There's still some 1s popping up there. What's their strength?
They're going over there. She's strength 6.
Freeze. Oh, there's a couple more 1s. AP?
Mine.
Yeah, and once again, Janzar does reroll wounds here. She's supposed to be able to reroll wounds against characters.
Yes, 3.
So that is 4 dead warriors.
Chop, chop, chop.
Go her. Cool. I'll make a note and then I'll let you count some dice for some banshees.
Yep.
Right, normal banshees, many attacks, hitting on 2s because, well, they're banshees. That's what they do.
Yes. 2s.
Okay. Oh, still quite a few 1s cropping up, isn't there? You need some fake dice. That's what you need. You're going to be winning on 3s because they're anti-infantry free out, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then these are all going to be 6-up saves because they're AP lots. 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay. 6-up saves. I made a couple of 6s. So you've killed 9 more in addition to the 4 you've already killed.
Hang on, let me take a video. No, probably not.
And then we've got the Exarch's 3 attacks, which are slightly better. They're going to hit on 2s.
No, they're going to hit on 3s.
They'll be hit-
It's a unwieldy weapon or whatever they call it.
Unwieldy. Okay, all right, freeze. They still hit though.
It didn't matter here, but the Executioner does still hit on 2+.
These will still wound on freeze.
Strength
6.
6.
Yeah, still freeze. But I won't get any saves from this. You've
But
killed
I am going to spend a shrine token, one of them.
a shrine token. What's a shrine token do?
Yes, a shrine token is once per battle round for each aspect token this unit has. It's 2, but I haven't got them on the board. This unit has. You can change the result of one hit wound or one hit roll or one wound roll made for a model in this unit to an unmodified 6, which is what I have just done.
Cool. So you've actually killed 2 with her instead of 1.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so in total you have killed 15 of my 20 warriors.
That's fairly good.
It's not bad.
You were thinking I would wipe them out.
Yeah.
You were massively overestimating the number of attacks these girls have.
Well, I mean, banshees are scary, right? They go ah or something.
Yeah. A note of my consolidation.
Right, you've consolidated 6 inches because you spent a battle focus token on whatever it's called, so you can pile and consolidate 6 inches.
That one.
That one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the consolidate one. It's not doesn't happen very often, but it was a good chance for you to hide behind the wall. So you did it. I'm going to hit you back now.
Now, I do want to mention that the Banshees probably could have surrounded the Warriors with that maneuver. I don't know exactly the placements, but it looks to me like Darren probably just didn't move the full 6 inches with the Banshees that he could have moved. If he had done this, that unit, which by the way has a crypt deck in it that or a Technomancer or something that allows a fallback and charge move and shoot. So you definitely don't want to just let them fall back for nothing. If you can surround them, they're going to have to take desperate escape tests when they try to fall back. So you definitely want to just make sure that, you know, when you use that stratagem, that 6-inch pile-in, that you're able to, you know, fully enclose the unit that you're going to be fighting into.
With some dudes. I've got some warriors, which hit you on 4s, and I can reroll 1s, didn't roll any. And then I've got strength 4, so 3s, because Banshees. 1 4+ invulnerable save, because that's what Banshees have in combat. You're absolutely fine. Then I've got my Royal Warden, who'll smack you with his gun on 3s, and I can reroll 1s. Didn't help. And he'll also wound on 3s. And that's absolutely nothing. Right, brilliant.
Uh-oh.
And then I've got my Plasmic Lance on my Plasma, so he might do something. He'll hit on 4s.
With his winky.
And reroll 1s, didn't get any. And he will wound on 2s, though. That's strength 7. There's 1. And that one is AP 3, you got 4+ invulnerable save.
What damage does it do?
2.
Normal Banshee it is.
I've got a normal Banshee! Yeah! Go me. And then at the end of the fight phase, you said you were going to spend a CP and jump back in your tank.
Yes.
Because you can do
I'm
that.
not going to spend a CP though.
You're not going to spend a CP.
Because I don't have to.
Because you've got an auto.
Correct.
You can do it for free.
Yes.
It's almost like a tactic, that. Sneaky.
We will just move them off board here, ready to hopefully in the next turn actually have something to shoot at.
And jump out again.
Well, they did have something to shoot at, they just failed to do
They just failed to kill it, yeah. But you have managed to cleanse 2 objectives and extend your battle line, so you'll get all your points, sir. 9 points to 6 at the end of battle round 1.
Is that good?
Yeah, well, you're
I
winning.
don't normally work towards points.
Oh, well, it's working. You're doing fine. Everything's fine. Okay, right. Something else to mention in the Eldar turn that we forgot, but we did mention. You fire invaded with one of your Eldar units back. Eldar units? Guardian units.
Yes.
Back behind the wall over there.
Yes.
So they're back there again. And then, yeah, so finished 9-6 to Eldar at the end of battle round 1. And at the start of my turn, I got free from a home objective, and then I insane braved what was left of my warrior unit to guarantee me having that one for an extra 5. So that's that. Although actually, yeah, did that. That's fine because he's got a thing where he can make something not battle shocked, but I think it's at the end of a phase, so I wouldn't be able to do that and get the primary points or something. Actually, I'll check that. Yeah, the Royal Warden thing is at the start of the phase, so I would have had to insane brave to guarantee holding it because battle shock's at the end of the command phase. Anyway, so they are insane braved. I got some warriors back. They've fallen back. They can fall back, shoot, and charge because of Royal Warden.
So, I mean, it's probably not a big deal in a casual game, but looking at this, it just seems like to me that based on the positioning of where the Banshees are, a fallback and charge, you still have to, or a fallback move and charge, you still have to be outside of engagement range. And it seems like some of those Banshees with a consolidate move would have been still within engagement range, especially if you're adding more models to the unit and those models are on the inside of the ruin. So another little thing, I mean, I'm just looking at it right now and I guarantee you Jane Czar is within an inch of that model. The Exarch is within an inch of that model. And the Banshees would have still been able to consolidate at the end of the phase. So you probably had a little bit of a, kind of liberty there. You probably wouldn't have been able to shoot with as many models because some of them would have had to move on the other side of the ruin to be able to give room to the models that were inside of the ruin, if that makes sense.
We thought about you doing your battle focus thing where you can move on a fallback, but there wasn't any benefits, so you didn't bother. I reanimated wounds on some. I reanimated wound on my scarabs. I reanimated 3 immortals back just out of spite, I think, more than anything else. And then my reanimator helps my Doomstalker go back up to 8 wounds. And at the end of the movement phase, he's now within 6 of the Technomancer, so we'll also gain an additional D3. So he's back up to 4 wounds. Oh, look at that. Good old Necrons. I'll spread out on my Doomstalkers a bit to screen you out and also get lines of sight on things because he can shoot that one now, or the Viper. They can both shoot down that way. Big unit of warriors with the Technomancer pushed forwards. Because I've got Arrow Denial and you've got some Scorpions in the middle, so let's kill them. And my Nightbringer's now within 3 in the middle. So if I kill them, I've got Arrow Denial. They're also overwhelming force as well, which is nice. The other overwhelming force target I could potentially kill was the Striking Scorpions. So I'm sending some Scarabs after him. So let's see what happens there. Have Striking Scorpions got to fight first? Ooh, shall we all find out if 6 Scarabs can kill a unit of 5 Striking Scorpions? And that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? So let's see what can happen over there. What other things moved? Immortals reanimated, move forwards. That's kind of it. I've still got some Scarabs in reserves. And then you decided to rapid ingress your Warp Spiders?
Yes.
There. So then next turn you can jump them out and shoot something because they're very, very shooty.
Yeah.
And then they're nicely hidden there as well. So that's good. Okay, cool. And we don't have to worry about Fog of War anymore now. I can now use core strats. So that's lovely. That's fantastic. So let's start the shooting phase. And I'm going to start it with this Doomstalker here shooting that.
And has that moved?
Yes, it's hitting on 4s at the moment, but with 4 rerolls.
Okay.
You thinking about making it -1 a hit?
I am.
You can if you want to.
Yes, because
Cool.
there's no point doing it on one of the other ones. So I will do -1 to hit on him.
Cool. Okay, so D6 +1 shots for 7. It's a good use of a TP, that.
It was.
Especially when I'm getting 7 shots. So hitting on 5s now, got 4 rerolls. Because he is in my power matrix.
What?
What? That didn't help me. Your toughness Eldar, strength 14, so freeze.
No, you were forced to wound him.
Because he's -1 a wound, isn't he?
Correct.
Either way, it's still only 1 wound. -3, but there is cover, so -2.
So that would be my 4 up save then.
He's got 2 up normally.
No. Sorry, is it -3?
-3, which becomes -2, yeah.
Okay, so 3s to 5s.
5s, yeah.
But I have a 5 up minimum anyway. Either way, let's
Either way, it's a 5. 3 damage.
Okay.
Have some damage.
Okay.
Lovely. I'll see if my little Gaussy guns are in range as well. Right, coming across to my unit of warriors with Plasma Archer and Royal Warden who fell back. They can shoot and charge because Royal Warden. They're going to light you up now. They're going to hit on 4s, but with full rerolls because currently No Man's Land is
Wait,
my power matrix.
Why
Yes,
has this changed?
I got the bigger dice tray out because your Banshees had many dice.
Yeah, I never noticed.
That's my many dice tray.
I could bring this over here.
Okay, we can do that. So these guys are going to hit on 4s.
Yes.
I've got 4 rerolls.
So this is another moment in the game that I think is kind of big. Obviously, I personally think that there was a way to, and just seeing the positioning of the models there was definitely a way to keep the Necrons from falling back. Or if they were able to fall back, then they would have had to fall back through the ruin and possibly some of the models not be able to see the Banshees. But this is another moment. I definitely wouldn't have used Lightning Fast on a Wave Serpent, just because the Wave Serpent's already done its job. It's already kind of disembarked the Banshees. You know, if it starts getting shot up by the, Doomsday Stalkers or whatever they're called, it's not a big deal, right? They're at -1 to wound. Doomstalkers moving, they hit on 4s. Even with rerolls, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. At most, you probably take, 9 damage to a Wave Serpent, which seems like a lot, but realistically, you're still alive. You're still able to do stuff for another turn. -1 to hit on the Banshees would have helped much more because the Banshees are extremely fragile and a lot of them are going to die if you're not able to, give them that -1 to hit, unfortunately. So this is going to hurt for the Banshees.
And 5s and 6s are lethal, but what's your toughness? It's 3,
3.
isn't it? So I'm not going to fish for lethals because I don't really need to because you're toughness Eldar. I don't mean to offend you, but you are toughness Eldar.
And I am about to die.
So I'll just reroll just the misses, which get more hits. So all the 5s and 6s already wound you because Plasmance are things and Gauss, and these wound on freeze. So that is.
And just all those would have missed. So, 4 additional wounds would have just completely missed the Banshees there. If he had spent the CP to Lightning Fast the Banshees instead of the Wave Serpent.
4, 8, 11 at AP 1, and you're not getting cover. So 5 ups? 11 5 ups, 1 damage. I killed a chunk of them. You saved 4, so I've killed 7. Killed 7 of them. Yay. Royal Warden. He's going to hit on 3s with 4 rerolls. And that'll be lethal. And then this is strength 5, so 3s again. And AP 1 again. So 2 more 5 ups.
Damage?
These are damage 2.
Okay, so the normal Banshee
Dead.
dies, and then the Exarch dies.
Oh, nice. And then I've got my Plasma Answer. He's going to shoot his Plasmic Lance, which will hit on 4s. But I can re-roll, because Power Matrix things, I've hit twice. Okay. This is strength 7. Toughness of the unit was 3, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
2s. 2 of those, and she's got invulnerable save, hasn't she?
Yes,
Which is
what's
just
the minus though?
AP 3, 2 damage.
Okay.
So invulnerable saves.
4 up in them.
So 2 damage, 4 damage. How many wounds she got?
I think she might have 5.
She might have 5. Don't say that. She's got 5 wounds. It's alright, I've got Living Lightning in the shooting phase, point at something near you, roll some dice. 2 mortal wounds, she's dead. And she's got Feel No Pains or something.
Yeah.
But I've given her the finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't like that. Right, okay. Doomstalker number 2. There's another grav tank over there. Let's shoot that Falcon. D6 plus 1.
So the other thing is, I'm fairly certain Living Lightning is an ability that you use in the shooting phase. So he declared his shooting before Living Lightning, which means that Janezar would have been able to use Fade Back to get behind the wall and to safety. So another, unfortunately, another missed opportunity because, you know, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. You know, I'm not an expert on Necrons, but I believe Living Lightning is the ability of the Technomancer, and that ability is separate to the shooting attacks. So because the Banshee survived the shooting attack, Janezar could then move with the agile maneuver before, you know, he was able to declare the Living Lightning.
1 shots. But 2... Oh. No, I need my CP for other things. 2 shots. It's going to hit on force because that one did move. But it's in my parametrics. So I can reroll. Look at that. Strength 14, toughness Eldar, freeze. So it's 2 at AP3, but there's definitely cover. So you got $5. And it takes just the 3 damage.
I've run out of special dice for this.
Running out of special dice.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're just gonna have to make it up.
You use your orange dice.
To say that it's taken 3 wounds.
Yeah, cool. Did you want to move it or anything?
Oh,
Because you could hide that one with some battle focus. I'll let you have a think.
I think I will.
Yes, the Falcon battle focus got out of the way. How sneaky. Doomstalker number 3. Shooting that wave serpent again. So let's shoot that.
Deal -1 to hit it.
Yes, because it's suppressed. Yes.
No.
Oh, he's -1 to hit on top of that, isn't he? So that cancels out my heavy, so I'm still hitting on 5s. Fine, I'll shoot the Viper. Fine. D6 plus 1 for 3. I'm going to hit the Viper on 4s, because heavy but suppressed. And I'm rerolling because I'm in my power matrix. I've hit you twice. What's the toughness of a Viper? Because I'm strength 14.
6.
So 2's to wound. Oh, that's just as well. 2 AP3. There's loads of cover, so AP2.
5 up. Followed by 5 up.
So he takes 3 damage as well.
Yes.
So lots of things are taking 3 damage, but not much is dead yet. Right, Nightbringer. I'm going to gaze with death your wave serpent. I get D3 shots for 3 shots. But your lightning fast reaction in.
Yeah.
How do you lightning fast reactioning? I know that I'm hitting freeze. So I've hit you twice. 12, but you're -1 wound because you're wave serpent.
Yes.
So 4s. Ow. That was gaze of life, more like. Okay, fine. I'll shoot some immortals at something. Right, immortals. They're going to shoot some guardians. They're going to hit on freeze. They've hit many times. I've got lethal. Your Eldar, so freeze to wound. And I can reroll wound rolls of 1 because they're immortals. That's what they do. Oh, it didn't help. 4 AP1, but there's dudes in cover, so AP none.
And they've got 4 armor save normally.
So I've killed 3 guardians that are behind the wall.
Cool.
Yay!
They'll do their free agile maneuver.
Oh no! Does that mean they're going to run away? Yes.
They're going
Brilliant.
to run away 8.
Lovely. Well, at least I killed a few of them.
You're good at them. It's the size of your deployment zone.
Yes. Guardians will run over there. There they are. Look. What can see from this unit of warriors is shooting your tank.
Okay.
Your what are you doing? You're lightning fast reactioning.
So, interesting thing Darren could have done here. He actually, with a roll of a 6, could have moved, and if you guys see my mouse pointer here, he could have moved the Guardians in front of the Wave Serpent here along a line. Because 8 inches, I think he had a model over here. He could have moved it like right here and completely blocked the Wave Serpent from getting charged. And not 100% sure if he's going to charge the Wave Serpent, but, you know, there's some Scarabs right here. And, you know, there's some Warriors right here. So, you know, yeah, it's a good way to just block him off and prevent him from being able to do that.
Which means they're hitting on 5s. 6 is a lethal. And I've got 4 rerolls because it's my power matrix. So I'm just going to reroll everything that's not a 6. Because I'm going to fish. That's some fish
Get
for
nuts. Get
sixes. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. And I'm hitting on fives normally. So let's get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Right. And then sixes to wound on these. No. So that is fixed though at 81
Okay.
on your tank.
6 4-ups.
And I've done four wounds on chip damage. Yeah.
Well, now I suppose he could have still shot the Guardians after that. I thought he had already shot that unit, so maybe that was the play. But yeah, it's definitely, it's definitely a tough choice to make because the Guardians, you have to consider how much value are they really adding at this point. It's a lower end unit, has a star cannon. Is it really going to provide more value for you, or are you better off just using it to screen, preventing some movement, stuff like that? Perhaps even moving them far enough to maybe put some OC on the objective and re-divert some of the attention that the Nightbringer is going to have to give. So now the Nightbringer has a decision on who he wants to attack, the Scorpions or the Guardians. Right. So I think the play definitely wasn't to move the Guardians back. I think definitely try to put them into a position where your opponent is forced to deal with them, forced to shoot them again, and then, basically has to ignore the other stuff if he wants to still score on the objective.
Hey, it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's cool. So he's taking a bit more damage. And then I've got my Starfield Shite from my Technomancer, which will go in as well. Right, challenge phase, Nightbringer, Scorpions. I need a 4. That's a 4.
Oh.
So he'll go there. Cool. Okay. He should have killed them by himself. Let's throw some Scarabs into your tank.
Okay.
Because they like blowing up and hurting vehicles.
Do they?
They do.
I think I've seen this before.
So they're going to be going 8 in a second. Well, there's only 2 of them left, but they can just go there like that.
Pretty sure I've had that happen to me before, them blowing up. I'm not impressed.
And then, do I throw those warriors at your tank as well? Because you've only got 3 up saves, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, let's throw a bunch of warriors at you. Screw it. Could possibly go wrong. They're going 6. That's definitely enough. They're right there. I'll move them in a second. These Scarabs, they don't need to go very far. They're going to go into your Scorpions. They're going 6. That's enough. Immortals. I'm going to throw them into your tank.
Okay.
What's in that tank? Anything?
Fire dragons.
Fire dragons?
Yes.
Okay, let's charge that tank. A 4, that's not going to be enough, is
That is not going to be enough.
it? I need a 5. I've got a CP, so let's CP it. Yay, they're in. Right, charged all the things in. Start the fire base. Scarab base blows up. Let's see what happens. That's going to be flat 3 mortal wounds because you're a vehicle.
Down to 2.
Down to 2. Brilliant. Cool. I'll do the same with some Scarabs here as well. Don't roll a 1. Oh, that's 3 mortal wounds on your striking Scorpions as well. I love Scarabs. Well, that was good. Scarabs blowing up killing things means there's only 2 Scorpions left under there now. And only a couple of wounds left on your tank. That's good, isn't it?
For you.
Let's start with a Nightbringer sweeping some striking Scorpions off the battle grid. He's going to hit on 2s with this sweep attack. He's missed a couple of times. And it's strength 8, so 2s. And that's all of those. 3, 6, 9, that's 11. Invulnerable saves or death. These are 2 damage each.
I'll do my 6 at a time. So that's 4 dead.
That's 4 dead.
And then my 5 remaining ones. And look, they're all dead.
They're all dead. He's killed them all by himself. He's swept them off the battle grid.
Fault of that.
Who fought a Nightbringer for 300 points would kill some striking
Toughness
Scorpions?
3, 1 wound infantry models.
I don't know.
Well done.
Crazy, right?
Well done.
Well done, him.
Yes.
Right, striking Scorpions. Oh, pun him. Put the camera down. There you go. They've piled in. Right, they're going to hit on 5s. But because I've got the majority of the objectives in No Man's Land, they're in my power matrix, so I can re-roll. And 6s are lethal, which is
Got
nice.
them and spread the whole table.
Yes. So I think it's not a 5 or a 6 I'm going to re-roll. because I'm hitting on 5s. 6s will be lethal. And you're only toughness 3, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's reroll these. I can't pick up the rest of them. There's the rest of them. Let's see what I'm left with. Right, they're the lethals. These are winning on 5s because, you know, they're scarabs. That's not bad though, is it? Oh, I've knocked a tree over. That's a reasonable amount of wounds. That is 5, 10. That's 13. 13 normal armor saves.
Good.
Oh, they killed him.
That's a shame.
Go scarabs. Right, consolidate them onto the objective because that's lovely. They've got no OC, but at least they're there and annoying. These immortals are piled in. They're going to hit your tank on 3s. And they're going to wound your tank on 6s. But they get to real wounds of 1. So that's 2. 2 wounds on your tank, no AP. I've not wounded it, don't care. I'm where I want it to be. Right, let's fight with that unit of scarabs into your tank. Over there. It'll hit your tank on 5s. They're lethal. It's in my power matrix. Let's reroll all those and look for more lethals. No, didn't help. That'll wound on a 6. No. 2 no AP on your wave serpent from the scarab. That's 1 more wound.
And he's down to 1.
Down to 1. Let's see if all these warriors can finish it off. Alright, piled in with some warriors. I need to take a wound off your wave serpent.
Duck wound.
So let's see what I can do. I'm hitting on 4s. I'm re-rolling because you're in my power matrix. Or I'm in my power matrix. Whatever, I'm re-rolling. But there's no lethals or anything. So now I'm fishing for 6s now on the wing rolls. I've got no more re-rolls. It's just warriors bashing your tank.
See what happens when you don't
I've
have
got
reroll.
up wound. It's all I need. If you roll a 1 or 2, this will be fantastic. Ow, you live. Curses. Right, you've got some fight backs with a tank. Fight backs with a tank. We'll do them off camera. And then we'll be back. Right, Eldari, turn 2. You got 3 on the primary. Your home objective, and that's it. Because I killed the thing on that objective, and I took the other objectives, so that didn't help. You needed to take a battle shock test with your wave serpent that had 1 wound left. You failed. You did a desperate escape, fall back move, and you survived. And you've hidden him behind the wall. So that's what happened there.
And I've used some extra speed from my
Battle focus
maneuver to ensure that I got back in the same place I was before.
Yeah, that's cool. You've got establish focus and containment, so do actions in the middle of the battlefield or in my opponent's zone. I don't think you're going to bother doing that.
No.
Containment, you might do it with the Viper over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to
But your plan of action is you've manoeuvred things in such a way you can shoot the crap out of this big unit of warriors.
Correct.
And maybe the Nightbringer, because your fire dragons hopped out of the Falcon that was here.
Yeah.
You've out-seen me off of that objective. You're going to melt him in the face.
Yeah.
You spent your CP to enable the Falcon to fall back and shoot and things, and he zipped over there. Your not Grim Reapers, Dark Reapers jumped out of the Wave Serpent again to do their shoot jump back in thing again.
Yeah, and he needs to face that.
So I probably would have saved the CP for the Fire Dragons, because Warhost has a stratagem called Blitzing Firepower that gives them sustained hits. And against a Satan Shard, you never really know how many 4+ invuls are going to roll, so definitely, forcing more saves is the way to go on that. With full rerolls to hit, Darren does have a Farseer, so he can, in fact, guide the Satan if he wanted to. That is going to be a dead Satan, especially with grenades. So, being able to just grenade, blitzing firepower, I think is a better move than, just falling back and shooting with the Falcon. Even just blitzing firepower by itself probably would have been the better call, in my opinion. Because, yeah, the Falcon could maybe, pick up the Immortals, but there's other things that can kill the Immortals. Like, for example, the Dark Reapers are going to just annihilate the Immortals at this point, right? So I think that was the better call in this turn.
The right way.
With the Autark. All the Guardians have come out to play again because you want volume going into Warriors.
Yep.
And your Water Spiders have jumped over here to delete some Scarabs because Scarabs are really annoying.
Yes.
So yeah, cool. So where would you like to start in the shooting phase?
Before the end of my movement phase, the Farseer is going to guide that unit, that big unit of Necron Warriors.
guide them. So everything's going to get +1 to hit against them. Fantastic. Okay, cool. That sounds lovely.
And then we're going to get the fire dragons to shoot first at the Nightbringer.
Cool. Let's see what happens there.
Happens here.
Yeah.
So
Right. Yes. Fire dragons into Catan. You're starting with the normal dudes.
I'm going to roll all the dice at the same time.
Okay. The orange one's the Exarch dude.
Yes.
Cool. So you're hitting on something, and you can reroll because I'm a monster.
Yes.
So you've missed just the one.
Yes.
Right. And the normal dudes are strength 9.
Yes.
So they're winning on 5s, but the other one's winning on a 3.
Okay.
12. You said.
So we'll do the 5s with the reroll.
Yeah. Okay, so you got one with that, and then the other one was a 3. Okay, so I've got 2 invulnerable saves to make. This is the one with the normal dude. I've saved, and the Exarch not saved, and that the Exarch does what damage?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think Darren forgot the aspect token right here. So if he had used the aspect token with blitzing firepower, and he had used guide on the Satan, he probably would have gotten, instead of only 2 wounds against the Satan, he probably should have gotten about 4, which would have probably put the thing in the grave.
He has got D6 and then melt of 3.
Okay, so D6, which then gets halved, and then we add 3. So 4 becomes 2, 5 damage in total. Feel no pains. I felt all the pain. He takes 5 wounds. He's got 7 remaining.
Ah.
Ow, that wasn't very nice.
Well, I mean, I did only do 2 wounds on you.
Yes, I mean, yes. I think I've done okay there.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel a little bit shortchanged.
Yes, where are we going next?
Right, next up, I'm going to do Mind Bullets and Flamers from the Farseer and Warlocks versus that unit over there. No, actually, these Flamers are going to go on them.
Okay.
The Bright Lance is going to go on him.
Okay.
The Mind Bullets are going to go on him.
Right.
And the Shuriken Catapults are...
All going to go into them?
I think the Shuriken Catapults should go into them because I'm going to make use of the rerolls.
Cool. Okay.
So, Bright Lance first at the Nightbringer.
I'm going to spend a CP.
Yeah.
My warriors are going to go to ground, so they'll get the benefit of cover and a 6 of Eldar. Just to make them even more, slightly more durable, because I can.
Right, shooting at the Nightbringer.
So this is the Bright Lance, yeah?
Yes. But also, just whilst I'm here, I am going to probably use Branching Fates as well, just to make sure I can do something. Branching Fates, well, it's not as you can change the result of a hit or a wound roll or a damage roll made by that weapon to a 6. So the Bright Lance is going to shoot.
Okay, it hits on a
3.
That.
And it's strength 12.
So 3s. Cool.
Wounds.
4 plus invulnerable save. I'm making 4 plus invulnerable, so you can't even make it a flat 6 damage. And it would have been halved and then feel no pain, but still.
Nice, though.
It would have been nice.
Bright Lance is D6 plus 2, so.
Oh, that's nice. Flamers into the Immortals?
Flamers into the Immortals.
Let's do those then.
36 flame shots.
This is from the Warlocks?
Yep. That is 7.
It's 7. Right, you get +2 shots because Warlock things, and then you get Shrimp 7 as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
So you're winning on 3s with these into my Immortals. So that's quite nice.
It is.
Yeah.
Anything
else we need to know?
No, I'm just trying to work out what the name of it is. Yeah, Destructor.
Destructor.
And it
3s.
3s to wound.
Top of 5, yeah. Any rerolls or anything? Because they were Guardians, no?
I don't have my Power Matrix with me today. And it's -1.
-1. Okay, I've got what? 3 in cover? 3 apps? Unless it ignores cover. Does it ignore cover?
It's a flamer.
Is it flame?
Torrent.
Does it ignore cover though?
I think Torrent does, yeah.
Torrent doesn't. It doesn't have ignore cover, so no, it doesn't. So that's 1 dead. 2 more 3 apps. That's another 1 dead in cover. So you killed 2 of them.
Hooray.
Right, Farseer Mind Bullets now into the Warriors. He gets 5.
5.
Does it have blast or anything like that?
I think it's...
So if it does, you will get many more attacks.
Hang on a minute.
It is a very big unit of dudes.
I should have bought myself some missile launchers, shouldn't I?
You've got missile launchers. They're over there.
Yeah, but they're not blast ones.
Oh.
It is blast.
Okay, so then you'll get an extra 4 on top of that.
Sweet. Hitting on 2s then.
Yeah, because guide and things. Yes. And the strength for this is
6.
6 of 3s.
I am going to turn one of them into a 6.
Why not?
With
Okay.
my branching
So you got 6 in total.
And then -2.
Does this ignore cover?
Yeah.
No, so -2. They've all got cover because go to ground, so 5 up saves. And then damage of this is
D3.
D3. Okay. 5D3.
So the first one does.
We can roll them all at once. I'll do my
One.
feel no pains in a second.
Uh,
So once we do. Okay, right. So 2 of them need to make 1 feel no pain each. So you killed another dude. And then 2 of them need to make 2 feel no pains. So one guy survives,
what?
other guy
What?
survives. And then one guy needs to make 3 feel no pains, and then he dies. So you killed 2.
Yeah,
Cool.
disgusting.
That was a bit filthy, wasn't it?
It was absolutely.
Right, Shuriken Catapult hitting on 2s into the same unit of warriors that don't seem to want to die for some reason. What's the strength for the Shuriken Catapult these
4.
days? So 4s. There's some. Let's do a quick count up. You have done 4, 7. Any AP on this? Do the 6s mean anything?
No, 6 don't mean anything anymore, and it is -1.
So I've got cover, so it's fine because they don't ignore cover, do they?
Yep.
No, so I need 4s. And then these are 1 damage each?
Yep.
Feel no pain. You killed 2 more. You killed 4 warriors. Right,
I will say that Dave is rolling exceptionally hot, and that's never a good thing. You know, he is rolling well, and Darren's not rolling so well, so that is a factor as well. It's not. I don't think it's the biggest factor in this game, but it's definitely a factor for sure.
Is that unit done now?
That's that unit done.
Cool. Right, Fire Prism. Try and finish off the Nightbringer. It's got some guns. It will hit on. Oh, you can reroll because you're Fire Prism. Oh, it's a hit. And you can wound on that.
Yes.
4+ invulnerable save. I've made it.
What a surprise!
Well, that happened. Right, and then you want about the Wraith Lord shooting the flamers into the warriors and the star cannons at the Nightbringer?
Yes.
Okay.
Star Cannon's Nightbringer.
Okay.
Oh, he hits.
He hits sometimes. He's going to win on 5s. Oh.
And then 2 flamers at the unit.
Oh, unit of warrior. Oh. Okay.
1 wound. No mind. Oh,
I'm assuming it's 1 damage.
yes.
Killed 1.
I actually killed 1.
You actually killed 1. Yeah, that was a bit underwhelming.
There is a lot of grump coming from me today.
I mean, with your rolling, I don't blame you.
These guys.
Where are we going?
We're going to shoot them.
Okay, cool. Let's do another unit of Guardians.
Star Cannon.
Star Cannon. Pew pew. Hits both times. It will win on 2s. It wounds 1 of the times.
It's -3.
It's -3. I'm getting cover. You kill a dude. Well, hang on. 2 damage. You do kill a guy.
Get out of it.
Get out of it. Right.
And then we've got 7.
7 catapults.
Yeah.
Bart Simpsons with slingshots.
Hit on 2.
2s with guide. And then 4s.
Yep. 4s.
And then that's not too bad, look.
Makes a change.
3, 6, 8. And then these are AP
-1.
-1, but cover, so 4s. So 3 go through. Feel no pains. Kill 2 more.
Hooray!
Right, moving on to the Fallen Bat Falcon. It's going to shoot the Shuriken Cannon at what's left of the Immortals, and the Bright Lance into the Warriors, because you've got nothing else to shoot out.
Yeah,
with it.
Shuriken Cannon.
Cannon into Immortals. They all
That's
hit.
lethal.
That's lethal. That's a thing. That's a 5.
And 2 wounds at -1.
It's from 6 or something, is it?
Yes.
-1. They're dead. You killed the Immortals.
Hooray!
You killed a unit. Killed a unit. They should have been, yes.
Right.
1 Bright Lance into a Warrior.
Oh, yes, of course.
It's a bit overkill, but the way this is going, you every
Bright
shot,
Lance.
every shot like that.
Which misses? No, it hits
Guide.
because it's +1
You got guide. Yeah, it hits.
Yep, so
Winning
hit.
on 2s.
in the tray.
Oh.
And then the Pulse Blazer.
That hits every time.
Strength 9.
2s.
-2, I think it is.
Okay, so -1 because it covers, so 5s. Damage.
D6 each.
Right, so 2d6 then. 2 damage and 6 damage. Right, 2 damage. He survived.
Get out of here.
6 damage. I'm not going to roll 6, am I? No, you killed another dude.
That's ridiculous.
Right, water spiders burning some little spiders called scarabs.
66 shots.
66. That's an okay amount ish.
10, 20.
20. That's not bad, is it?
So I think Darren's probably mixing up warp spiders from the index because warp spiders are only getting 66 if you take the Death Weavers and Spinneret rifle, and I think Darren said he took the Power Blades and Death Weavers. So Death Weavers are actually twin linked; they're not double shots. Honest mistake, I think, to be honest, because there were 2d6 last book. So in the index there were 2d6. Now it's only 1d6, but they're twin linked. So, yeah.
Right, wounding on 2s, I'm guessing. Are they
Yep.
twin linked as well, or something?
No.
No. Can I roll these dice?
Yes, you can.
What's the 8? Do they have AP and ignore
No
cover?
AP.
No AP.
I don't think it's pretty sure there's no AP.
Should have some AP, surely.
No, I'm pretty sure they have. Yes, it is -1.
Do they ignore cover?
It does.
Right, well then they will go straight through.
Oh.
Killed a spider. Killed a spider. Killed a spider. Got one down to 1 wound.
Oh.
So I've got a full base and 1 on a wound remaining.
Oh.
Right, moving over to the Dark Reapers now. You're going to put the Tempest Launcher into that Scarab base there. And all the other chaps into this unit of warriors that doesn't seem to want to die.
Tempest Launcher.
Tempest Launcher, 2d6 shots for 10 shots. Surely this is enough to kill 1 base of Scarabs.
Well, we'll see.
You're hitting on force.
Yep.
Because it's indirect, because it's a little Scarab base. That's not bad. Look at that. That's good.
At this point, I probably would have ignored the Scarab and just shot into the warriors because you got to kill that unit, right? Like, if there's even one model left in the unit, then it can revive. So, you definitely wanted to put the Tempest Launcher into the warriors. Just put as much into those warriors as you possibly can, because they're going to resurrect a ton of Necron warriors next turn if you don't.
I'm top of 2, so 2s. Is there any AP on this?
Mine, I don't know. It is a -1, but of course it's indirect, so.
So 6s. He's dead. If only it was 5s, that would have been amazing. Look, I rolled 4 5s.
You're bloody feeling no pains.
Right, and then the rest of them going into the warriors there.
Yes.
Cool.
So we will do the 9 guys and we'll do the other guys separately because for some reason he has a different profile.
Yes, his is strength 4, which is the correct profile. Surely the Dark Reapers are all supposed to be strength 4.
They've never been strength 4. Okay, hit on 2s.
Hit on 2s because guide. Yes, I'm knocking
Oh,
trees over. Never mind.
They ignore cover as well, by the way.
Do they?
Yep.
Well, that's just annoying, isn't it?
And any to hit modifiers.
Okay, cool. So many shots hitting on 2s. So you've only missed a couple, and then you're winning on 3s because these ones are strength 5.
I will spend a shrine token
A shrine token.
to turn 1 into a 6.
Okay, because you really want to kill my warriors, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, fine.
And
3 for wound.
3 to wound.
That's pretty good wounding. How many is that? Right, 6 ups because AP2 and ignore cover. So I need some 6s. I've rolled some 6s. Look at that. That's some good 6s. These are all 2 damage each, yeah?
Yes.
How many guys have I got left? I've got loads of guys. Right, so what I'll do is I'll roll all of these.
So they're actually only 1 damage as well. There were 2 damage in the past. I know in prior editions there were 2 damage apiece, but the Star Swarm is only 1 damage, unfortunately.
And any successes I'll have to roll again because it's 2 damage, alright? It's an easy way of doing it. So they're all dead. And so is that one. So you've killed 7. It's not bad going, is it?
Well,
That's good.
Now it's time for my exile. Warthog.
Autark, yes, you've killed 7 so far.
And he hits once.
He hits once. And
he
doesn't
doesn't
wound.
wound.
So he's doing really well. But at least he allows him to jump back in the tank.
He does.
Yeah. Right, the Viper's doing containment. You got some charges you're thinking, right? You got some water spiders into some spiders. So spider versus spider action going on over here. And then you're thinking about charging a Wraith Lord into a Nightbringer because, well, let's punch him in the face and see if that works.
Yes.
What charge would you like to do first? You have no CP.
Spiders into spiders.
Spiders into spiders. Oh, look, the spiders made it into the spiders.
Yes.
So that's fun. That's a good thing. Spiders versus the spiders, and then you need a 9 for the Wraith Lord into the Nightbringer.
And he will also spend a agile maneuver
Yes.
for a point to make sure you don't overwatch him.
Yes, because that could have been a thing. 9. Can you get a 9? Ah, with the 6 it looks so helpful. Helpful? Hopeful. That's the word. But you made a charge into some spiders with your spiders,
Yes.
and that's your only charge, yeah?
Yes.
You're not going to charge the fire dragons into the Nightbringer? Are they any good in combat? I don't know if Wagon is, but you ain't got no Wagon, have you?
Maybe they could stick some melter bombs on them or something.
I don't know. Let's have a look. Right, no more charges. Warp spiders, but at the start of the fight phase, my scarab on 1 wound will blurp in your face. Yeah, we do D3 mortal wounds. It's not flat 3 this time. So it's just 1 mortal wound. So that kills a spider, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Cool. Spider for a...
I definitely would have put the wound on the Exarch in that case. Remember, you can put the wound on the Exarch. And then that way you still have 5 spiders left for, shooting next turn or whatever you need to do. Instead of, only 4.
A spider. Right, and then you can now fight me with your spiders
Aha!
into my spiders.
Aha! I'm going to do my power blades first because
Why not?
Yeah.
Cool. This is on the Exile, yeah?
Yes, 5 attacks from the exile.
Nice. Hitting on something, definitely not
kind of-
ones.
Do they have an aspect shrine? I will spend the aspect shrine token.
Cool.
So 4 hits, strength 4,
2s. Any AP?
-2.
Yeah, he's dead.
Hooray!
You've killed the unit of scarabs, and now you're on the objective, which is good.
I knew having close combat weapons on shooty aspect warriors was a good idea.
Yes. I mean, the Exarch always has the little things, doesn't it?
That's only because they've only had like an old model. But the new ones could just have lots of guns.
Oh, could he? Okay. Cool.
Here, can I see a picture of it? No, there isn't a picture of one with lots of guns.
Just the blades.
But yeah,
But the blades are cool.
that one's got even more attacks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. So you've done that. You've done a bit of containing. Are you going to get rid of established locus for a CP?
Probably yes.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So
No, I don't have a CP, so I can't get rid of it. But can you get rid of it at the end of your turn anyway?
yeah, in the turn you can get rid of it for a CP.
For a CP?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a CP.
No, then you get rid of it and you get a CP.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. And then your autark, you're going to jump them into your tank, yeah?
I am, but they don't spend a CP to do it.
Because you got an autark.
Correct.
Nice. Okay, cool. So we'll do those things and we'll come back for Necrons turn 3. Okay, Necrons turn 3. My unit over there failed its battle shot, which is a bit annoying because that means I wasn't holding that objective. I reanimated some more warriors though, so that was nice. So I had this objective for 3 points, and then I reanimate some of the warriors from here, and I reanimated them onto the objective to then have that objective. Mastermind, fantastic, genius move.
Dick move.
So then I was still able to have my 8 primary, which is nice. If they didn't fail theirs, then I would have had, 13 points? So, yeah. So 25 to 15 in about round 2, but now I've got...
And I know I've already said it, but, that's why it's really important to, shoot everything you can to just kill one thing in the Necron army, especially if they have units close to objectives, because they're just going to reanimate back on the objectives. They're going to regain control and score those primary points, which is going to be, a little bit scary, especially at this point in the game, because the Aeldari are starting to look pretty thin, and we now have a Nightbringer that's about to charge Darren's deployment zone, which is not going to be that great.
got 33 to 15. I've got engaging all fronts and storm hostile. Storm hostile, not that great. I'll get rid of it for a CP at the end of the turn. Engage though, I can do that because I have some more scarabs in reserves. They popped up over here. There they are. The spiders are going to go after some spiders. It's a thing.
So I do want to mention that Darren should have overwatched those scarabs. I know that, it's just scarabs, but scarabs can definitely take out the warp spiders. The warp spiders need to get and control that objective to score primary points. Dave doesn't have anything that he can put on that objective right there. So Darren needs to just make sure he can hold that, right? So being able to overwatch those scarabs right away as they come into the board is absolutely crucial. Absolutely crucial. And I definitely would have done it because, if he had put the one wound on the Exarch instead of taking out a Warp Spider, that's, quite a few death spinners into those. They're wounding on twos, they're auto hitting. Every wound that goes through is just going to go straight through armor, and it's going to kill a lot of bases.
My Doomstalkers have shuffled round a bit. The Reanimators have advanced to there. The Destroyers have come out because they want to go kill the Fire Dragons. The Nightbringer healed a bit and then ran that way. This warrior unit with the Technomancer is following him because the Technomancer is going to try and chuck some more wounds on him in a moment. But you did say Overwatch when he moved, so I think you're going to shoot the Guardians with their billion shots at him to see if you can chip a few wounds off.
Now, while I do think that the Overwatch with the Guardians is normally a good move, I think in this specific circumstance, I would have instead done the Overwatch on the Scarabs coming in, just because of the fact that, Scarabs are, pretty annoying. They can definitely kill Aspect Warriors. They're not that bad in combat against single wound targets. They can blow themselves up, do a bunch of mortal wounds, which isn't great. So you definitely don't want those running around stealing objectives from you. And the Nightbringer is going to do what the Nightbringer is going to do, right? Like, there's no real stopping it at this point with half damage and feel no pain and a 4+ invul. One single Bright Lance has very, very little chance of actually doing anything meaningful. The Shuriken Catapults aren't really going to do anything. They need 6s to wound, 6s to hit. And then the Flamers are strength 7, but they still need 5s to wound. So, it's still not that great. You don't have a great chance here overwatching the Nightbringer. It was just, in theory it's good, but just not against the Nightbringer. It would have been much easier to overwatch something like a Doomsday Stalker or something like that would have been a better call. But again, that opportunity hasn't appeared. So you definitely want to take the easy kills. That's how you maximize value out of your units. By the way, I think the Warp Spider play has been good so far. I just would have definitely overwatched that unit coming in off the board.
And then this unit, okay, it hasn't got any OC at the moment, but at the start of any phase, I can unbattle shot them with my Royal Warden if I want to. So I could do that at some point.
They shall know.
And they're just coming out here. Let's just finish off this Viper. It's annoying. Let's kill it. And then my Doomstalkers are lined up to kill Guardians, shoot Wraith Lord. Nightbringer goes flying in. Hopefully lots of things will die this turn, apart from maybe your tanks and the things in the tanks.
Yes. Hopefully lots of things will die, because I need to go home soon.
Yes. Anyway, Overwatch into the Nightbringer. Let's do that very quickly with your Flamers on the Warlocks. For 11 Warlock Flames. That's pretty good.
So
I'm assuming you're winning on 6s here, right? Toughness 11.
Well, I am strength 7.
So, okay, so 5s then.
5.
So there's some wounds. That's 5. Look, that's a good start.
They're all going to.
Also, something Darren is forgetting here is that each Warlock gets a +2 to their attacks when they target a unit when within range of friendly psychers. So basically, you're getting +4 onto this. So it's not going to be 11. It's going to be 15.
It'll be 1 damage, so I might as well rack them up with the Shuriken Catapults as well.
All right, well, I'll put five saves there for now. Shuriken Catapults, go.
So 20 Shuriken Catapult shots.
20. All right, slingshots. 6s. You got a few hits. There's another one there. And then 6s to wound, because, well, then Shuriken Catapults against Nightbringer. You might get some more. There's another one. That's another save I'll have to make.
Okay.
So let's just do all those very quickly. 4 ups, because that's all I've got. And then 5 up, feel no pains. I'll take 2 more wounds. You're doing some damage.
Yep.
I'm back down to 6. What else have you got? You've got your 5s here with his mind bullets?
Yeah. No, I'm going to do the Bright Lance.
Bright
I'm going
Lance.
to do Branching Effects to turn it into a 6 to hit.
Okay, cool, it hits.
Pow!
And then you're winning on a 3. And you wound. I've got a 4+ invulnerable save. I don't make it. I'm going to CP. My vulnerable save. Oh,
dear.
but you forced me to spend a CP. What else have you got?
I'm going to fire the mind bullets.
Mind blitz from the fast
Decent
here.
shots. 5.
No
With
hits.
mind bullet.
Is that it for that unit now?
It is, sadly.
Okay, we did a couple of wounds and you forced me to spend a CP. So, okay.
Yeah, well.
I mean, you spent a CP as well, but yeah.
Stupid 4+ invuln.
Yes, those. All right, cool. Okay, I've got no CP now though, which is a bit annoying. But I think all my charges are pretty close. I can't really fail them anyway. Let's start by shooting some warriors at a Viper jet bike.
Okay.
Let's do that. In fact, you've only got 3 wounds left, so I'll just start with my stinky finger from my plasma launcher and just see if that kills you. So that you have to shoot the guns. 4 up, some mortal wounds. Oh, you got a wound left. I'll have to shoot the guns now.
Yeah, okay.
Right, okay, shooting the Raw Warden. I also just put the extra wound on from the Technomancer as well, so that's nice. He's up to 7, the Nightbringer. Raw Warden will shoot your Viper. He's hitting on oh yeah, that's a point. I'll use my Raw Warden thing in the shooting phase to make the unit not battle shocked. So then I've got that objective now, as well as that one. Although, no, because I moved off of that one, didn't I? What a wally! Why did I do that? So I haven't got that one. No, won't bother not battle shocking them. I'll save that for later.
You got it. You run the objective at the start of it then.
Yeah, but not start the phase. To get the power matrix, it has to be at the start of the phase, you see. And I ran off of it because I was going that way.
Oh.
So, no, I'm not going to unbattle shot them. I'll save that for later. I'll just hit you on 3s and just re-roll the 1s. And then that's lethal. And these are wound on not those. So 1 at something. AP1, but with trees in the way. 2 damage, kill the Viper. Fantastic. Cool. You're dead. Does it blow up?
Yeah.
No, it just crumples in a heap. Fantastic. Right. Okay. This unit of warriors in the middle then will put everything into this unit of guardians. I don't like guardians, let's kill the guardians. Although first, I think I'll gaze of death. The
Gaze up. Yeah.
gaze of death something. Gaze of death. Let's gaze of death the Wraith Lord right in front of me for D3 shots. For free. It'll hit the Wraith Lord on 2s. It'll wound it on those. AP something? I have to check now. Yeah. AP2, so 4 ups. 1 goes through. D6 plus 3 damage. It's a very deftly gaze. For 4 damage. Okay, fine. So that's him done. All these warriors and the staff of shite will go into your guardians. Alright?
Yep.
Right, warriors, 4s. Rerolling 1s, because it's not my power matrix at the moment. But 6s will be lethal, which is nice. And then your toughness Eldar, so 3s. That was quite good. 6, 9 at AP1, and you're right in front of me, so there's no cover. So
5 ups.
9 5 ups, 1 damage each. So I've killed some guardians. 5?
Yeah.
5. Killed 5, and then I've got my Staff of Light. Staff of Light. 4s, rolling 1s. I'll get 2 6s. Very nice. It's not lethal though. It's from 5, so 3s. 1 at AP2. So 1 6 up on a Guardian. And never do Guardian. Okay. Win Guardian Leviosa. Or something like that. This guy will shoot his blaster at these fire dragons.
Them, by the way.
You're going to move them? Okay.
For 4.
Oh yeah.
Is it just me, or do British people love making Harry Potter references in Warhammer? Maybe it's just me, but I've seen like so many battle reports where they're always making Harry Potter references. Let me know in the comments if that's a thing in the UK or not. Maybe it's not, and I'm just like noticing it. But yeah, I've noticed it a lot lately, and I have no idea why.
With your
Free
agile maneuver thing.
Yes, my free agile maneuver.
That thing. They're going to run away a little bit.
Yes.
Right, they will run over there a little bit. Scorpet Lord is going to shoot the fire dragons. He's going to hit on 2s with his Imnitic Annihilator. Does it have lethals? No. It does wound on 2s though, because it's strength 6 and your toughness Eldar. So that is 4 wounds. an AP 1, but you are in woods, so AP none.
Mm-hmm.
4 AP none on your fire dragons. Yep, go. 2 go through? Or do they have 3 up saves? Do they have 3 up
They have
saves? Oh, so just 1 goes through.
Double check.
If it's 3 ups, you
3 ups.
3 ups, so just the 1 falls over. 1 got annihilated from my annihilator. That thing. Okay, what can I see of my Doom Stalkers? This one can see your how many wounds has your Wraith Lord got left?
3.
Perfect. I'll shoot him with the Doom Stalker. D6 plus 1 shots. For 3 shots. That one moved, so 4s, but re-rolling.
You know what I could have done?
What's that?
I could have spent an agile maneuver on the Wraith Lord
Yes.
before the Guardians. I'm not going to do it, but I could have done, because if I'd do it the other way round, the Guardians first, he can't do it. But you shot him before you shot the Guardians, so theoretically I could have done it.
Oh, because they get to do it even though someone else.
So quick correction here. Actually, it's even more powerful. The Guardians can use it no matter what, even if it's already been used. And if the Guardians use it first, other units can still use it. It's not locked in the same way that double stratagems are locked, right? Like there's some strats out there that allow you to perform a stratagem even after another stratagem has already been activated. Like the old Azurman, if you guys remember Index Azurman, he could only Overwatch if Overwatch was already done. Like his second Overwatch was only if it had already been done by another unit in the phase, but you couldn't do it the other way around. With Guardians, you can do it the other way around. So you can, agile maneuver with something and then use Guardians. You can use Guardians and then agile maneuver with something else. It doesn't matter.
He's already done it.
Yeah.
Ah, it's one of those things.
This is why I was reading.
That's quite cool. We're all learning Eldar today. We'll all learn together. Winning your Wraith Lord on freeze. That's 1 wound on your Wraith Lord, 4 up save because cover. And that's 3 damage, it's dead. Does it go boom?
What was the modifier?
AP3. I mean, you rolled a 1.
I
So.
don't think it goes up.
Do they go up? Do they go boom boom? Or does it just get vaporized when doomstalked?
Deadly demise of 1.
Okay, well let's see if it blows up. No, it just meets its doom. Right, Doomstalker number 2, shooting the Guardians over there. D6 plus 2 because of blast. For 4 shots. Hitting on 4s. I'm re-rolling because I'm in my power matrix. And then I'm wounding on 2s because it's a massive gun on your Eldar. 2 at 83, but it's cover. So 2 6s.
2 6s.
I killed 2 Eldar.
Cool. I will agile maneuver
Yeah, I thought you might with them.
for 4.
Another 4. Lovely, but I'm killing Eldar, it's fun.
It would have been nice.
Right, onto the charge phase. Scorpex need a 3 into your fire dragons. But they've made it. I'll move them in a second. Scarabs need a 9 into your spiders. Spiders on spiders. Well, they're making it as well. This is good. And I need a 5 with the Nightbringer into your guardians. They ran away a little bit. And he just about makes it. They didn't run quite far enough. I'll move those and then I'll see what else I do because I might throw that lot into your tanks. Your tank's got what, up wound left?
A wound, yeah.
I'm very. You know what? I'll do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Okay. Apparently Necrons are really fast in the charge phase. Right, let's move the chargers in because when these guys charge, he's got like a little mini tank shot, so I'll have to do that.
Okay.
Right, mini tank shot from the Scorpec Lord. It's called, what's it called? Crimson Harvest, that's the one. And the charge move, roll a dice. It's not a 1. You take D3 mortal wounds. But 1, okay, fine, 1 mortal wound. I've killed a fire dragon by running into you. And then at the start of the fight phase, I'll blow up a scarab base. Don't roll a 1. Oh no! I just killed a scarab base.
Thank God.
Curses! But I've killed a dude, and then I'll fight some things now. Right, Scorpec Destroyers. Let's fight with them first. So they can hit on 3s. 6s are lethal. Although you're Eldar, so it's fine. I can reroll all hits because they charged. So I'm not going to fish for 6s because I'm winning on 2s anyway because they're T3 and I'm strength 7. So try and hit a few more times with those. And I spent one of my plasma Sai things to get devastating wounds. These are winning on 2s. The 6s just go straight through. This one burns. So these ones have gone straight through, but they apply at the end. That's the lethal one. And these are all AP. And these are all at AP2. So 5, 10, 13 invulnerable saves. All at 2 damage.
Okay, so this is the part in the game that is pretty decisive. Basically, Dave made all of his charges, which was insane. But on top of that, you know, the Eldar army was already pretty much kind of teetering on the brink. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fast forward a little bit. I'm going to show you guys the last turn here, and then I'm just going to give an overview of the battle, essentially. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
No. Okay, fine.
Sark's Death Spinner ignores cover torrent.
It's just the way it is sometimes.
This Falcon is going to shoot him.
Okay,
Shuriken Cannon at the bottom.
cool. Hit sometimes.
Yeah, strength 6, so 5.
5s. There's a wound.
At minus 1, but doesn't
4
have-
plus.
Oh.
Damage,
2.
which becomes 1. I've got 5 plus Feel of Pain, which I make. Huzzah! Right, Lance? It hits. It wounds. 4 plus invulnerable save, which I don't make.
D6 plus 2 is 3.
Which becomes 2. And he takes both of those. Okay, you're getting somewhere. Taking many guns.
And he's passed every big shot that's fired at him with his invuln. So the pulse laser.
You got that as well, yeah. Which will hit on 2s because of guide, and it'll wound on one of those. And what's the damage of that?
D6.
I've got CPs and things. Never mind. 2 damage. It halves it. Takes 2 more. Right. Okay. What else you got? You got
How many
Grim
wounds you
Reaper
got left?
3.
Oh, I'm going to fire the Guardians at him.
You reckon the Guardians will finish them off?
Yeah.
You don't want to shoot the Guardians at the Warriors?
No.
Surely these guys can finish them off, right?
Yeah,
the
they
Dark
could.
Reapers kill the Grim
I'd rather
Reaper.
shoot- yeah, but I'd rather shoot the...
The best
Warrior
Reapers.
Reaper.
You have Reapers against Reapers. Spiders and Spiders.
The Guardians will shoot the
Nightbringer.
So
Okay.
shoot the Star Cannon.
Okay.
Hits on both of them.
To the guide, yeah.
Toughness is 11, is it? So
Yes.
5s.
5s.
1 wound. 3 damage.
It's 2 damage, which becomes 1, and I've got Feel No Pain. Aha!
And then we have got 10 shots from the rest of them.
Yes. On 2s.
Then
And then
6s.
6s. Volume of Fire. There's a wound. 2 wounds. 4 plus invulnerable saves. 1 Feel No Pain. I'll take another win. I'm down to 2. And I'm still alive.
Mother.
Right, the Reapers, you put the 10% into the Scarabs. You're going to shoot some big shots into the Nightbringer. I think you said 5?
Yeah.
The other 5 shooting the Warriors.
Yes.
Well, what's your Autarch shooting at?
The Autarch is also shooting at the Warriors.
Okay.
Remember, he's only got strength 4 gun.
For
For
some
some
reason.
reason.
Yeah.
So
Tempest Launcher.
Tempest Launcher. 7 shots.
7 shots.
Let's just fast forward through this a little bit as
That is
well.
7 in my hand, isn't
It is, yeah. You hit on 4 and it ignores cover, doesn't it? 2 damage. On 4. I've got 3 objectives for 13 points, and I've got cleanse and behind enemy lines. No, and then
No.
are the Reapers within 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? And D3 on them. For 3 on them as
3 on
well.
them.
The Bringer of Death.
So this is pretty much where it ends. Essentially, I think we missed it a little bit, but Darren charged the Warp Spider into the Canoptic Scarabs, which is a little bit of a mistake because Canoptic Scarabs actually have 0 OC, so Darren should have just basically come on the other side of the ruin there and just sat there and just basically, you know, captured the objective, denied the objective. Unfortunately, the Nightbringer wasn't able to be destroyed there. The Warriors did end up surviving in the ruin over there on Darren's side of the board. The other Warrior unit is basically to full strength again, and the Necrons have full control of the board. So basically, this game kind of hinged on two major points that kind of led to Darren not being able to recover from. The first was the Banshees over here. That situation should have been hugely in Darren's favor. Unfortunately, just because, not moving the models fully and just making sure that they were all the way around, not knowing that Jane Czar had the rerolls against character units to wound, and not using the aspect tokens flipped the favor into Dave's corner, and he was able to defeat the Banshees and Jane Czar. Also, Jane Czar and friends not being able to, agile maneuver back over the wall here out of line of sight was a bit of an issue as well. I'm not saying that would have, completely saved the flank, the agile maneuver, but it would have, allowed Jane Czar to have a little more value before dying. The other big thing was the Fire Dragons, right? The Fire Dragons into the stand. You saw what the Satan Shard did to the rest of Darren's backline. Having killed the Satan Shard in the middle, I truly believe that the Guardians could have come up and wiped out these Warriors very easily. Then the next turn, they could have done some damage to these guys. They're just Guardians. They're not going to do that much, but they would have done more than what was being done now, which was nothing. And the Fire Dragons would have they would have had a little bit more time to, do some more stuff. Falcon, again, probably shouldn't have even shot at these guys. I think the Reapers pretty much had that in the bag. And with Necrons, you really do want to just focus on one thing at a time, right? I think the one other thing is that Darren kind of shot at a lot of different things near the end of the game, split fired a lot, split here, and here. I think you just throw all the dice possible at one thing until it's dead. I know that sometimes some of the weapons aren't exactly, optimal into certain targets. Like the Tempest Launcher, for example, of course, is much happier shooting into Canoptic Spiders than, Necron Warriors, but you need every wound to count against those Necron Warrior squads. And, they are toughness 4, but they have a 4-up save, which isn't the greatest. And they only have 1 wound apiece. So Tempest Launchers, killing some models and contributing a little bit. The Dark Reapers, I think, for the most part, did okay. But again, you definitely want to make sure on that first turn when the Dark Reapers fired at the Immortals that you're using the aspect tokens to make sure that squad dies, so you don't have to shoot it again the next turn and lose efficiency with that unit. And I think those two things, the Fire Dragons, Howling Banshees, and probably the Dark Reapers not using the aspect tokens, kind of swung the game in Dave's favor so that, he kind of had just more board control in general. And yeah, other than that, though, I think that a lot of Eldar players make those kind of little tiny mistakes where they're using their unit in the desired way, but they're not fully maximizing its potential because, they're not accounting for good rolls or bad rolls, right? They're just thinking, oh, my Fire Dragons should be able to kill the Satan Shard, but not realizing that, yeah, but if I roll below average, they're not going to kill it, and then what, right? Like, what else do I have to shoot at that model to kill it? Which, if he had used blitzing firepower or a grenade or something like that, he definitely could have done more damage to the Satan Shard. I'd actually say that blitzing firepower was more important than the grenade. The grenade is just kind of icing on the cake a little bit because it's mortal wounds. So the Satan Shard only gets a feel no pain against it. But yeah, in general, I thought it was a pretty good learning experience. I think Darren probably took a few things away from this game, aside from the kind of horrendous rolling at times that he had. Definitely make sure that you kill one unit at a time. Make sure you're maximizing your damage when you charge in, right, with Jane Czar and stuff like that. Make sure you know all the unit abilities and weapons and, stuff like that so that you don't have to, give up damage. And then definitely make sure you save your CP for those key moments where you're not totally 100% sure that your unit can, kill the entire enemy unit. Like, for example, on those Howling Banshees, right? Howling Banshees do a lot of damage, but they probably can't kill a whole unit of 20 warriors by themselves. The reason being is because they barely have 20 attacks. So, once you factor in armor saves and stuff like that, you're probably not going to be able to kill the whole unit unless you really maximize the damage, right? Unless you really maximize being able to, reroll those wounds like I talked about, use those aspect tokens, stuff like that. Same thing with the Dark Reapers, same thing with the Fire Dragons. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. Thanks again to Dave and, Heretic Dave 40K for, doing this battle report with Darren. Thank you to Darren for showing me this and giving me the opportunity to kind of like, go through the video and critique it. Again, there wasn't that many mistakes, I felt, so maybe Darren felt like there was a lot more mistakes. I really do feel like with Eldar, it's usually just like one or two big mistakes that end up looking, basically have, how do I say this? They have an avalanche effect on the game. Let's just put it that way, right? Like you make one big mistake and then that kind of avalanches and you end up in a position like this. And it's very easy to fall into that as an Eldar player, especially using a, more skill-oriented detachment like Warhost. You have to be careful about a number of factors. So thank you, Darren. And, thank you to all my patrons and supporters for supporting the channel over the last, couple years. Really do appreciate it. You have helped the channel and helped it grow significantly. If you do want to support the channel, I have a link in the description for the Patreon, and that will also come with a Discord link for free access to our channel Discord, which you can, talk about Eldar strategies, tactics, and hobbying with me and some other really cool Eldar members, including Darren. Darren's on the Discord as well. You can talk to him. He's an excellent painter. Again, he's probably one of the best painters that I've ever had, do something for me as far as painting and stuff. And he's definitely the best painter I've seen, do work in a very long time. And yeah, I also have a channel store page link in the description and an Amazon affiliate link. So feel free to check those out as well. All right, guys, pretty tired. It's late for me. It's very late for me at night. So I'm going to sign off. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, everybody. Peace out.